personally, N64 was literally like that was my first console. That was it, nigga. That's what solidified gaming for me, nigga. Banjo, the games, being able to play multiple games with multiple people.
The games, I will not disagree with. That shit was
NFL
fire.
Blitz, the fucking 64 version, nigga.
Yeah, I know.
Nigga.
I mean, games were iconic. You know, Mario 64.
PlayStation was
games
my
were fucking dope.
Look, PlayStation was my go, and y'all bullied me to put this in A tier, but I'll accept it.
But because we got a better version, this doesn't get better.
Yeah.
What, the GameCube, nigga? Okay.
Didn't the PlayStation come out around the same time as the fucking N64 anyway?
94, this would have been 96.
Actually, you know what?
Yeah,
no, I still got to remember. We still got PS2. That's right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
PS2 will go on S tier.
PS2.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Right.
chill.
I'll concede.
All right.
I'll concede.
So,
We're breaking
Okay,
into, actually, funny enough, we're breaking into that generation. Where's the PS2 actually?
Oh,
right
wait.
right there at the very end.
This is the
Throw it up.
first of the next generation, and I'm going to put it.
Throw that shit like how Walter White threw a pizza on the roof. Right
I'm going to
there.
put it in
S tier.
S.
Esther, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm putting in high S.
I
Uncontested.
feel like that's I feel like that's uncontested.
God tier.
Everybody in agreement?
Nope.
Nick.
That's
Yeah,
where
no.
it belongs.
That's it.
Yep.
it's-
All right. Cool.
What, not goat?
Easy
They
enough.
can't go and goat?
No. I
Why,
wouldn't say
whoa. Why you put it in GOAT, Nick?
Oh, just to be a dick.
Oh.
What? No, that's not how that
No,
works.
we love the PlayStation
Yeah,
2.
go-
What do you mean?
Yeah, Nick. Go ahead, Nick. We ain't gonna bully you. Go ahead. Speak your mind.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Like,
Oh, what? No, like... Dude, it's like one of the most iconic fucking stations out there.
I'm pretty
He's
sure
cooking.
PlayStation 2 is Hall of Fame worthy.
Yeah, quite
I-
literally.
Yeah, I mean,
I would put.
Forget
I,
about
you know
the
what?
one. The PlayStation 2 literally does everything that the one does and just extends it.
The
Yeah,
PS2 and
it's the
DVD
first
player.
console
I
to
forgot.
have a DVD player. I'm just saying.
It is.
It
Okay,
is
that-
also
yeah, it did.
It
I
is
forgot.
also the highest selling console.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I will say that.
sorry,
Oh,
go
that
ahead.
shit's going in trash.
I mean, I'm Nicholas.
Go ahead. He said Nicholas is crazy.
Nicholas,
Contender,
trash.
but whatever.
Trash.
I'm gonna you in the trash.
Okay, so everybody's unanimous. PS2 is S tier.
Guaranteed
Yeah, I want to say the only
100%.
thing. I want to say the only thing keeping it at a GOAT tier is the disk drive issues. So.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
it
give a fuck
did
about that.
whenever
If
the
y'all wanted it
CDs
to be in
were
GOAT,
too
I mean, I was just want to
And
know.
that nothing is ever going to go.
Well,
Yeah,
no. Here's the thing. It's
Remember-
notorious for the fucking disk drive issues.
This is notorious for blue screens and crashing and shit, but it's still goated.
Exactly.
We all have
Okay,
one.
well, okay, Trey. There's the fucking difference. You can play every single goddamn game on this list on the fucking computer.
Actually,
Like you have every
Xbox One
capability.
and PS4. You can't.
You have to have a
because
good
those emulators
PC,
are.
at least. Yeah.
Those emulators are.
But
yeah.
I'm just saying, like, you have more availability with the PC. So
But
I mean, that's
that doesn't deter from the fucking fact that this thing will blue screen. That doesn't deter that if you don't have the right components, you can't do anything. That doesn't deter the fact that this thing could get viruses and fucking brick. That like it's literally these things. It's just you can
It's
customize
upgradable.
it. That's the only thing.
It's
Yeah,
upgradable.
you can customize it.
Well,
That's
I
the
mean, you
only
can
difference.
technically upgrade all the consoles too, but
No, you can't. They're
Not
both-
to the
You
extent.
Who the
can't
fuck?
actually.
Who the fuck does
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
You can actually.
You
The
can jailbreak
PS2,
Your shit.
the
yeah.
PS2, and
You
I
can't really
think
jailbreak a PS2 because it doesn't have online functionality.
well,
Well,
it
not
does,
anymore,
but it's
but-
not jailbreaking the way that you think. It's not like a hard.
Yeah.
It's not like a software that it constantly has to like
Yeah.
check in with.
It's not a software jailbreak. Yeah.
Yeah. The PS2, you could upgrade the storage on it though. That was a big thing back in the day. They did have a storage drive for the original models. A lot of people just put their weed there, but yeah, you could upgrade that actually. The 64, you would have to do like a whole hardware manufacturer like exchange, like in order to upgrade it, and then it wasn't
I don't
even
remember
like
PS2 having that hotline.
crazy.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like you would actually get like better performance. It's just, hey, this would be like a backup like motherboard. just in case something happened. Like that's really.
I mean, if you want me to stop being technical with it, I will. But I was just throwing that out.
No, I'm glad you're giving insight on like what the issues were, because not a lot of people would like think about the fucking issues that they had or anything. They would just go off nostalgia and just say majority of these motherfucking like these three would automatically be GOAT. Like,
yeah, so that's why like I don't want to go off to this. Like if it's going off nostalgia factor, a lot of the shit would be a GOAT for me. But like I gotta look at what issues have I had with them over the years.
I'll even agree. Yeah, I still have a disc tray problem with my PS2, and it's one of the it's the slim model. Even.
But that was my thing was how common does that happen? Like, is that 1 out of every like 100 people, 1 out of every 1,000 people, 1 out of every 10,000 people?
That I don't have.
I mean, I mean, I don't know how common it is myself, but I know like I've had the issue and Greg have the issue. So I mean,
then I would ask. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. I mean, it's one of those things where like it may be common, it may not be, but I'm just going off the fact of me and Greg have had those issues, so I would say it'd probably be fairly common.
Yeah, no, I had the issue like if the CD was scratched, the fucking blue box it would always turn red and it wouldn't go to the menu.
Oh, the red screen? Yeah.
That happened a lot with me with a certain CD and it pissed me off.
This was a summary pulled from This was a summary pulled up by AI that took its sources from multiple different FAQs about the PS2, but they said the PlayStation 2 had frequent disk drive issues reported by users. These issues often involve the disk not spinning or the laser not reading the disk properly. There's a couple citations here reading about that. So there's a Reddit one, there's a PS2 home, there's just a bunch of different forums, at least three forums reporting on that, including Reddit. So problems could arise from the laser disc being weak, or the ribbon cable being damaged. I've seen that. The ribbon cable is pretty visible in the disk drive area.
Very frail. So
so we're basically basing it off of nostalgia being an S tier with that.
Well, no. I mean, we're just listing an issue.
It's everything.
Yeah. The only thing I guess the thing is those.
Yeah, it's like the only thing keeping it out of GOAT would be those hardware issues, the mechanical.
It's fair where it is. Let's move to the next one.
Yeah.
Yep. Next one.
Alrighty, the rival of it.
Xbox. I personally never played it, so I have no idea.
I'm telling you, boy. I'm telling you.
I'd say A.
Ooh, I was thinking S.
Come on, Halo.
But I do know, like, off of.
Will survive.
I remember watching old YouTube videos, like the Restore guys and whatnot. They'd always say issues with like the disk drive and shit. So
that's what I was gonna say. The only issue with it that I know of was that the memory card would brick. Another thing. If it had like an actual issue, like basically if you were saving and then something happened, so say if you got a power outage, your actual let's call it would brick. Your memory card would brick, because that happened to me actually. It was like Halloween of like 03, and we were playing some kind of fucking racing game, and we went to go save it, and the power went out, and then we couldn't use our memory card anymore.
Didn't save.
Yeah.
No, another thing I will bring up, I just remembered, is the date and time capacitors.
Ooh,
those shit would never work.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So whenever you fucking like load up the system again, it would just like be default 000 or whatever, and you have to change the date again and be like, God damn it, I just went through this shit.
And you also ran into the issue of the capacitors leaking onto the board itself, possibly causing damage to other.
Yep.
I didn't have that, but
date and time. The date and time issue is capacitor based, so like if it by chance instead of blowing, if it started leaking, you could fuck up the board and shit like that.
I think issues like that lasted all the way up until like the PS3 era, where things with time was like tied to capacitor.
I would put it low A.
It belongs in A. Like, think about it. It belongs in A.
It was the rival to this bitch. What do you think?
I know, the
games
first
are
generation
crazy.
The first generation Xbox was not as good as the PlayStation 2.
I'm not gonna say
360 was way better.
I'll put it to you this way. It came late to the game. It did not sell as many copies. It was only in the US. It wasn't anywhere near globally as like the 360 and the One were.
Think about the 360. Yeah, the 360 had a generational run for majority of that console generation until PS3 got their shit together.
Also, didn't we put fucking which console did we put in just for being mostly in Japan?
I don't think we did that.
We don't have
graphics.
any consoles most.
Yeah,
Maybe, I don't know.
was it like Genesis or some stupid shit like that where it was mostly?
That was a Turbo Graphics.
I'm pretty sure it was
maybe I don't
TurboGrafx.
remember. Yeah.
Just based off. Well, hold on. Just based off those issues alone, I'd probably put it on par with the first PlayStation.
I think that's fair. Fuck it. No, that's really good. I mean, it's a great console.
It was their first console.
These are the icons. These are the icons.
Y'all are breaking my heart.
The 360. Think about the 360 tray. Think about it.
And you know how I feel about that bitch. It's the fucking PS3 was going to go for me.
So hold on. I say, let's just put it like Gatekeeper of S. Because
I can't do the PlayStation like that. Because the way that the way that you're talking about the fucking issues and then the impact that it had on gaming, it really didn't have an impact on gaming. I'm looking at it from a nostalgic point of view.
Say it's PlayStation 1 tier, like, we're gonna put it there, which is still really iconic.
This was the first console that my older brother actually got, and this was like supposed to be the mature console, and this was supposed to have like all like the BMX, Triple X, the fucking. I literally have a whole fucking 360 ROM of just fucking games like Xbox games I love to play. Jet Set Radio, which was also technically on the I think it was on Dreamcast.
That was a Sega game. Yeah, so that would have been on.
Okay,
one of those.
But
it was on Dreamcast. It was on Dreamcast.
Plus, I would give it is the starting of the Xbox controllers being shaped like that.
The Duke controller was amazing. That shit was top tier.
Looking at pictures of controller, like I've never held one, but looking at the pictures,
it was great. It was great.
Yeah.
Great. It was an American console. You could tell that shit was full on American.
It's a fuck you, Japs.
Yep,
that's what it
hands,
screamed.
Coming home from work, played some fucking.
All right.
That's why I think it's below the PlayStation one, just for now.
All right. Next section.
So GameCube.
Don't you dare.
I never had issues besides the laser, and that's just probably me.
Neither did I.
That's probably just me.
Ooh, the GameCube's kind of god tier.
I won't disagree goat tier. The only issue I had was the fucking laser. That's it.
That was the only issue.
I did not.
Why are we only the
issues.
PS2 and S tier? I think it belongs S tier personally, but it is pretty great.
Okay, well, hold on. I will say, GameCube Smash, being able to play with the homies like that shit was fucking awesome.
Yes.
It started.
Double dash.
Double fucking dash. Oh my god, nigga!
Mario the 1,000-Year Door? Luigi's Mansion?
No, Luigi's Mansion. I was about to say Luigi's Mansion, nigga. God,
it has to be Go. It has to be.
What else? We're missing a game.
Mario Sunshine, nigga.
Mario Sunshine, yeah.
Sonic Adventure games play much better.
Yeah, XD.
Shadow, nigga.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah. Moving through your mind.
That's Sonic Heroes. Wait, that's Sonic Heroes. That's Sonic Heroes, my man.
No, Sonic Heroes is Sonic Heroes, bro. Where they're like Sonic Heroes.
No, they have fucking What I'm Made Of.
Dylan, I'm gonna kill you. I'm going to kill you.
Any fucking ways. Anyways. Yes, like. Iconic, bro. Like that's
yeah.
That's
so. I know I crushed 40.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I got curious. I looked up the issues with GameCube. There's only two. It's the laser lens and the power supply. The laser and the power supply. That's it. That's
guys.
I've never had those issues.
We missed Resident Evil 4. We missed Resident Evil 4.
Resident Evil 4. Yes. It was an exclusive.
Dude, that was great.
We missed
until they said, "Hey, let's bring it up."
Twilight Princess. Yep.
Twilight Princess. Yep. Fucking.
Okay, I mean,
Oh
hey,
shit!
I think
Greg, I apologize. You was singing "Live and Learn." My bad. My bad, G. I bow down.
I won't kill you. I won't kill you now. Okay, good.
I had to think. My bad.
Alright. Like, now we're moving closer to the end of the generation. This would be the end of the 5th generation of gaming.
I thought that would be
we're going
generation.
6th generation is Xbox 360.
Is it?
Look it up.
Well, Xbox 360 did come out like
2005?
It was the start of the next generation.
It was
6th gen is 6th gen is PS3,
GameCube,
360, and Wii.
2003.
He's right.
James, on the bottom of the GameCube I gave you.
Include the PlayStation 2, Xbox, the Dreamcast, GameCube, things like that. That's what the 6th generation. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, so 360's 7th?
Yeah.
My bad. Okay.
So this would be the 6th generation.
Well, wait. So we're on the 9th?
No, it would be on the 7th generation.
9th would be.
No, I'm saying physically right now. We're on.
Physically?
We're on the 9th generation of console.
No, GameCube 6th.
No, jackass. I'm talking about right now. In light, 2025.
It'd be the 9th.
We're on the 9th.
Oh,
it'd be of the 9th generation. PlayStation 5,
That
Xbox
is-
Series X. Yeah.
That is disgusting. Nigga.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So now we're on the 7th generation. This is like we're getting into
Okay,
Xbox.
okay.
2005 to
My
2012.
My bad. Well, before we get to this, DS.
I had the original. I had the original. The only thing I can say is Mario Kart. That's the
DS is
only
S tier.
memory I have on
S
that
tier.
damn thing.
Look, the DS was generational back in our
I
childhood.
want to actually put it in GOAT.
Yeah.
Is he cooking?
Why
Is he cooking?
DS,
I wanna-
Why go?
The DS Lite.
I
He's
wanna-
cooking crack. That's what he's cooking.
Here's why. Here's
No,
why.
he's cooking a 5-star
Here's
fucking
why.
meal.
Here's why. It was one of the first Nintendo consoles or first Nintendo systems to actually have online, like fully built in
Everyone
online.
had one.
You
Pokemon
could browse the
things
web.
and whatnot.
You could
Pokemon,
browse
shit like that.
You could browse the web. You could have PictoChat, nigga. PictoChat, nigga.
PictoChat?
A local area
Yes.
online. Yeah.
PictoChat,
Bro,
nigga.
in
Like, if
middle
you had
school?
somebody with a DS near you, bro, y'all can go in your own private room and actually just whatever the fuck, bro.
We got to
Like,
do that in middle school, bro. Me and a bunch of kids, and fucking even with the DSIs, they had PictoChat, and you can use it with DS Lite.
The stylus, nigga. The two
stylus,
screen, nigga.
the drawing that you could do.
Yep.
Nigga,
Yes,
it
yes.
actually had.
You're
I think it was the DSi where you could actually like blow into it and you could actually like have shit like
Yeah, it had a
fucking
built-in
what was
button.
that?
Yeah.
Phantom Hourglass,
built-in
nigga,
mic.
where you could fucking
Need-
nigga.
Yes.
Need we forget
Nigga.
you could play? Need we forget you could play GBA games on the DS Lite?
Yeah.
That is true.
Yep.
My only issue with it, which was more of like a physical thing, is that it got too flimsy and would snap.
Yeah,
or,
the plastic
like,
housing. Yes.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
plastic
my
would
Game
snap.
Boy SP snapped eventually too. So
Yeah, obviously
So-
it's going to be wear and tear, but that's.
I mean,
that's-
Me personally, I don't
got
give
better
a
with the
shit about
DS Lite,
so
though.
I don't care where
I mean,
you
the
put it at.
DSi. Yeah.
Cause I had the original DS. I mean, it was a DS. I couldn't really say it changed my life or anything. So
I mean, by all means, by all means.
I mean, so
yeah,
I don't
it's
care. I don't care where it goes. I don't care
Bringing
where it
back
goes. I'm just saying.
memories, it goes go 100%.
But
Okay,
then again, I was also like fucking 5 when I was playing the shit. So
Yeah, no, I was like fucking
I remember
what,
me and my
2000,
cousin-
2006. I was like 12, nigga. Like,
yeah.
I was.
Yeah.
I was.
Actually, I have a funny story about my fucking DS. So there was a point in time where my uncle and his wife or girlfriend at the time were fighting, and he was living with us for a while, which meant my cousins was living with me, and they would live with us for about, I think, 3-4 months until he get back on his feet. And I had a DS at the time. I had the just plain black one. That bitch came up missing after my cousins moved out and shit. And like, I don't know, 12, 15 years later, I'm over at their house and I fucking find it laying on one of their shelves.
Crazy.
That's
I was like, and I had asked them, it's like, hey, did y'all take my DS by chance? They're like, no.
Hey, my
And,
cousins
yeah,
broke
like-
my Spyro 3 disc. I shared the same trauma.
A fucking decade and a half later, my DS was gone. And you know what? I was devastated for like the first couple of days, and then afterwards I was like, I got a PlayStation 2. I'm chilling.
I share similar trauma to my Spyro 3 copy.
Goat. That's okay.
But yeah,
that's
I don't give
Nintendo
a shit where it
goats.
goes. So.
Okay, now actually,
what the fuck is that?
Sega Game Gear, if I'm not mistaken.
I've never heard of that. I'm gonna be real with you.
It was basically the Sega handheld. It was.
No, it definitely is not it's not on the other tiers of handhelds. There's no fucking way.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put it at the bottom of B because it wasn't bad. It actually had a decent amount of games. It's just it was really fucking
the others anyway. Yeah.
It was just really fucking expensive for the time, and like not a lot of people like if you had a Game Gear, you knew you were like rich.
Oh shit! That's from 1990.
Yeah.
I would.
Damn.
Tier, bro. I'm not even gonna.
I'm gonna put it bottom of B because I've actually played one. I've actually used one, and it wasn't. I would prefer the Game Boy obviously over it, but like, it's not like these niggas bad, but it's for Sega's first attempt for like a handheld and to compete against Nintendo at around the same time. It was obviously like superior in like power or whatever, but it just
okay. Yeah. Okay. Which one are we doing next? The Vita?
No, Vita's 2013. We are going to 2005. So first on the docket, Xbox.
I want to put it around the PS2, but I have points for above and below. So it's with a grain of salt wherever you guys put it.
I'm kind of with you.
I'm putting that bitch in B. High B.
Lynched.
High B.
I hate to do it to a nigga, but
damn.
High B.
I have to tie this news. I have to tie this news.
So
don't do this to me. Nick, you join him.
Okay, we heard Trey's reasonings.
Well, no, Rango didn't.
Earlier.
Rango didn't.
Okay,
so
go ahead, Trey.
Rango, essentially, my whole thing, yes, it had fucking Gears. Yes, it has a lot of fucking great, amazing games. I mean, again, one of my most nostalgic fucking memories. I have every game that I fucking remember playing on the 360 on an emulator. I can read them bitches off like fucking hotcakes. And again, each one of these holds a thing to my fucking heart. Army of Two, Blitz the League 2, Gears of War, the entire series, Lost Planet, which was a fucking exclusive for the most part. Halo, you got fucking 99 Nights 1 and 2. No one knows what the fuck 99 Nights is. N3 is it's one of my favorite games of all time. Too Human. That was a game I sat and put fucking like 200 hours just going through beating the fucking game multiple times with each fucking class. I'm telling you, this system has some of the best games for me. Hands down, high school games, Modern Warfare 2, getting called fucking slurs in the fucking lobbies, all that shit. My fucking biggest drawback was the red ring of death and the simple fact that the controllers would break if you slammed them. Like, I mean, they wouldn't survive.
Ooh, hold on. I disagree with that. I wholeheartedly disagree with that.
My controller, then I guess I'm the Hulk.
Nigga, my dad has chunked one of my Xbox controllers. That bitch survived.
Hey, cool. Your dad's a bitch then, because I threw this bitch on the carpet and that shit exploded.
No, he's not.
I guess I'm the Hulk.
I promise you he's not.
Hey, if he could chuck that
Rango has seen my dad. I've seen his dad. He is not no chump.
Hey, cool. Well, he a bitch to me then by this logic. I threw this bitch on carpet, my nigga, and that fucking controller exploded.
I'm the Hulk. I love that shit.
I'm the Hulk then in this bitch. I done sent that motherfucker through the fucking stratosphere then. Cause ain't no fucking way you gonna tell me a grown ass man who country as fuck and goddamn, you know.
That must have been a defect, bro.
Good, nah, that was that white controller right there. That white controller that you see next to the console. I chucked that same white controller on the fucking ground playing Def Jam fucking Icons. I remember this fucking moment. Because my brother got up and hit me in my fucking face.
Can we get the statistics?
Of course it was Def Jam!
Shut the fuck up.
Okay,
so I remember this shit, bro. And again, we lived in a house with carpet, nigga, and I was like, man, fuck this shit. Boom! And I was like, and then next thing I know, I got hit. Boom!
The next reason I will say, the controllers I had were damn near indestructible because even with the battery packs like being all fucked up, we used pennies to keep ours going, and it fucking worked. Yeah. Like we'd hit the connectors. The only thing I did not like about the controllers was the battery packs for AA's and shit. They were weak as fuck. The connections would always like corrode or get weak, so you'd have to find something to jump them. Yep, that's the only drawback I had on that controller. There was no fucking stick drift.
Aluminum foil or fucking.
Well, I mean, the reason why I had pennies because it's easy to stick in there and also held in place.
I mean, so Aluminum foil would have done the same thing because that's what I did with fucking AAA's on the Game Boy.
I didn't know. I just got 3 pennies, stuffed them in there. I never had to worry about it.
I just took up aluminum foil. I squished it in my hands, made it to like a fucking like seal, and then put it on the conductors, and then you literally put a fucking AAA battery, and shit would work just as fine. But I mean, ingenuity.
But yeah, as for the controllers, I'm gonna go with fuck no. They're strong, tough little shits. I've never heard of stick drift issues with them. One problem with the controller, I never experienced stick drift.
Oh, okay.
Not on that. The one issue I will say I had with the controllers was button sticking. That was the main issue I had on the controllers. Well, no, specifically the Xbox 360, like the fucking XYBA shit. Like, you know how you have like little cousins, siblings and shit. They have shit all over their fingers, and it just like fucking falls into the crevices. It gets stuck under there, and it's not really much underneath the button, so it's always get jammed up in there, and it just. That's the only complaint I had on those controllers. Otherwise,
did you do anything to make these motherfuckers sticky? Is my question.
No, nigga.
I can't.
I was like, I want to say I got it in 2010.
I can see if you were like having a game like Resident Evil 5 where you had to fucking press, what was it, A or fucking you had to press X or whatever to fucking punch the boulder and shit. I can see if you was doing that and you just you tapped it so fucking fast that it actually went into the fucking thing and never came out. I can totally understand that.
Yeah,
I've done that. I've physically done that. I've tried it, and I'm like technically the third fastest tapper in my fucking family. My aunt will she's Sonic when it comes to fucking tapping buttons. I don't know why. It's just naturally she can out tap like most computers. Like it's not even fucking funny. And I've done that to where I've tapped buttons so fucking fast and so fucking hard that it indented into the fucking thing, and I couldn't use the controller anymore because I couldn't use a specific button.
This nigga is the Hulk. Jesus.
Like, I've had this happen on not just the 360. I've had this happen on the GameCube with the A button. I've had this happen on the 64 with the A button. I've had this happen on the Game Boy in
terms of issues, Red Ring of Death, main issue with the damn thing.
But it lasted fucking long. It lasted the entire generation.
I mean,
each fucking Xbox that came out, each iteration, the fucking arcade or the white version, the one that you see, the fucking Elite, the fucking slim, the slim black one, which I mean, there wasn't really a difference, but there was a slim black one for like maybe a few months. Each one of those bitches had the red ring. I've gone through so many fucking Xboxes. My mom was like, "I'm not buying another fucking Xbox because that's like the sixth one." I'm like, "It's not me. I can understand if it was me. It's not."
So the thing I've noticed with them is like if you don't keep them in a well ventilated area, dust will fuck them up to give you that red ring. dust is what ends up doing that. It clogs up your power supply. It gets into it just overheats it basically.
But the newer ones didn't really have that issue because the black ones didn't have that issue because they pretty much like try to rectify all that, and then it still ends up happening.
I mean, yeah, it's a huge issue. I won't disagree with that, but to put it into B on the same level
that's
as
the only reason.
No, I don't think it's that big of an issue to be putting it that far down. To be honest,
if we look up,
and you're trying
hold on, how many red rings?
He's want to put it in B.
I don't think it belongs in B tier, but if this means the PS3 could be higher, then there might be sacrifice.
Nigga, an estimated fucking range of 33 to 54.2%. That's half the fucking consoles.
Timeline got fucked up.
Like, what are we talking about? That's it's anywhere from like if you want to take the median and say like 42, 43%, that's still a high level of fucking console failures. That's if anything, that's the most console failures in any of these fucking consoles. No one has a high rate of fucking failure like that.
On the other end of that but on the other end of that table, how many of the consoles were actually killed by the red ring and not just overheated? Because you got the red ring,
you can't play that shit.
No. That means you gotta fucking turn it off and let it cool.
No!
Not every console died from it.
Okay, not every console died from it, but every console was impacted because of the red ring. It wasn't that they died or they just stayed dead. It's just these fucking systems had a fault to the where you could not play the console. It would break down. Doesn't mean that it's dead. It would just break down and you couldn't touch the fucking console. That's all it was. You had to literally go get other components to make sure that you could fucking play it again. Like there was services around town that would be like, hey, if you got a red ring, bring it in and we'll fucking like charge you like $60 to fucking fix it, because they basically had to like rehouse the whole fucking system. That was a thing.
And that also just comes back to where was it being stored? Like where'd you have it positioned? Was it well ventilated?
And the other thing, they had it to where when you, just like how the picture is, if you have it standing up, if something were to cause that bitch to fall, it would scratch the fuck out of your disc. Nope.
Okay,
nope.
I will agree with.
That's the position that Xbox said to have it in. That's the position Xbox said to have it in. So if anything, you got your little sticky finger cousins, and they're running around, they knock over your shit. It's gonna scratch your disc. You could move the PS3 while it was in, wouldn't scratch the disc. PS2 wouldn't scratch the disc.
I
Xbox 360
Yeah, nigga, that's it. Your disc was done.
Yeah.
Pray to God that you can take it to GameStop or a pawn shop with a disc cleaner.
On the other hand of that, those consoles are pretty fucking tough too. I've had one fall. So whenever I was I think 12 or something at the time. It was before I got the Xbox One. I had a setup to where I had like an older TV, like one of the first generation flat screens, like the big bulky motherfuckers. I had it set up on top of my TV, and my sister came running through there, hit one of the cords and knocked it down, and it fell onto like hard floor. It fell, I want to say about, 2-3 feet onto hard wood. I didn't even fucking mess with it.
I can hear.
I'm thinking this nigga out here, dude, perfect, and launching that bitch up in the fucking 20, 30 feet off the fucking off the rafters and shit. Like
the dude, perfect.
That's why I say, I agree with the disc issue, because that's what happened. That happened to me. But on the same notion, it fucking survived that fall. My Xbox One.
That's 2 to 3 feet, nigga. Your phone can survive that.
Bullshit. My S25 protective case just fucking cracked from a fall like that.
Oh, well, you got a soft ass phone. I'm sorry. My iPhone 15, if I drop it from 2 to 3 feet on this hardwood floor right here, I'm pretty sure that bitch would be good.
Okay, right? But on the other hand, Xbox One took a similar fall, and it fell on a USB port with something plugged in. Fucked up the port. Xbox still worked fine.
That's cool, but you can't use that port. So guess what? Then you have to fucking find a workaround.
But that's something like the fucking PS3. Mine took a fall. That shit didn't want to turn back on.
But again, that's anecdotal. I'm not dismissing it. But what I'm saying is, when I can pull up a fucking statistic, and it's like basically about close to 50% of all Xbox 360s that were out in the wild during this fucking time span of this console generation fucking died or fucking got affected by this red ring of death. That's a big fucking number.
Okay.
To say half of your fucking shit.
Dylan literally out here when anyone gets a disc scratch.
These blacks.
That's crazy.
Ready for the kicker?
Yes.
What's up?
The kicker? The number one reported issues for the ring of death is poor heat management.
Cool. I didn't say it wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm saying the simple fact that the console still fucking is affected by it.
That was
but
electronic
it's also
in the early 2000s.
It's pretty much.
It's attuned to where you have it placed. I mean, you can't.
It's just the instruction manual for crying out loud.
It wasn't an instructional manual say about where you need to place it. Does it say you need to place it on a hardwood floor while standing up and then have a fucking fan touching the back of it? Because if you are in North Carolina during the summer and it's like, I don't know, what does it get? Usually like mid to high or mid 80s to high 90s. And you're just playing the game with the window open and the heat is getting pushed out, whatever, because heat rises. Remember? Heat rises and the doors are open and everything, windows open and everything. You should have some kind of fucking circulation of air and it still overheats and it's on hardwood floor. Then what? Because that's not a ventilation
if it's on the
issue.
ground, that's still where like dirt. That's where dirt and grime is. Like there's fans in there, it'll suck that shit up.
It's pushing it out, bitch. It's not sucking it in. Do you know how a fan works on the 360?
I've had to tell the bitches the same thing.
Open it up. Open it up. What are you gonna see? Dirt and grime and dust.
That's any console. Anything that's not a handheld is gonna have dirt. And
it affects it more because it gives it the red ring. That is the whole cause of it. Because of the fucking dust.
So Dylan, you have an Xbox.
Overheating.
You have an Xbox One, right?
I have, yes, an Xbox One.
You have an Xbox One physically that you can go grab right now.
Yeah, I have it like right next.
And you haven't really touched it in a super long time. I mean, you casually play it essentially.
No, I haven't had it plugged in. I want to say about 2 years now.
Go check that bitch and tell me if it's got dust and grime and shit.
I mean, on the casing, yes. Inside, no.
Touch it, and you don't know. You don't know that shit. I want you to pop it open.
Inside, it's impenetrable and clean as Fort Knox, apparently.
Apparently, like, dust doesn't get in between a fucking Xbox and shit like that. Like, wind doesn't just blow around, or when he opens the door or whatever, like, gust of wind doesn't cause fucking shit to shake or whatever. But, I mean, I guess. I mean, I didn't know the console had to be on in order to fucking gather dust inside. I thought it was just dust was able to get into any fucking crevice or surface. But,
because it's fucking dust.
Yeah, but I guess. I mean,
I'm just saying. I mean, you can. You can jab at me all day. All I'm saying is that's the cause.
I love you. I'm just saying. Like,
I'm just saying.
You're saying poor heat management is the reason why, but that shouldn't be a thing because every other console display or this pushes heat and fucking sucks in air and shit like that. Every console does that.
But like every console does that, but not every console's perfect. If it didn't
They're
have
not,
that issue,
but the only one that's had a fucking issue with overheating is the Red Ring of Death 360. No other console has crashed or done shit besides and the PS5. The PS5 too, because the PS5 overheat.
PS4 had issues as well, but
PS4 is old and it needed to be taken out and shot. That's
agreed. So besides the red ring and the disc issue, what else is there?
Like negative.
Well, you can look it up.
Like negative.
Yeah. Besides the red ring and the fucking disc issue, if you top
the consistent to not be pretty much globally.
What?
It wasn't supported globally. It was primarily supported in the U.S.
I don't really see that. I don't see that as a drawback. I don't think that's something.
It was a drawback for the Xbox.
The PS3 games was more that like
it was the reason why the Xbox originally didn't score into the S rank.
The reason why I wouldn't count that is because that's going off of what, sales?
No, that's going off of game supports.
Mm-hmm.
The types of games.
I thought they supported the Xbox 360 more though, because Sony was the ones because they had their shit in Japan. It was hard for developers to
code onto the PS3.
Well, wait, hold on. So are you saying
Are
you saying that Xbox didn't have a good game lineup, or they struggle with game lineups?
Struggled with game lineups that weren't coming from the US or the West.
Okay,
no,
so
they had a lot of fucking exclusives in Japan that we didn't get, and a lot of people
work on the three. No, Trey's right. Yeah, it's shit that
a lot of people
on the 360. Yeah,
the 360 did amazing.
The other thing
overseas.
The other thing I will say
the Xbox One that kind of sucked ass.
Xbox One was kind of garbage in that shit. But what I will say is a lot of this we're not really basing off of like game abundance. A lot of it's just like basically the system and how it acts, performs, shit like that. Though I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying it's not really a part of this list, I should say.
I mean, I take in consideration games and stuff like that, and like if they had like reputable games. Hence why a big reason why I'm saying it hurts me to put it in B is because of this. But when I think of the Xbox 360, I immediately think of Red Ring. I don't even think of games before I even think of anything else. I think of Red Ring because I'm like, fuck. I ran through multiple Xboxes, and then it's saying like, hey, basically, if we want to round it. Just being honest. Basically, 50% of people who own the console had some kind of fucking hardware issue, whether it was poor heat management or whether the fucking shit was overheating or whatever the fuck. It still affected the console to where you could not play the motherfucker. You couldn't press the button, sit down, and actually play the game. Because sometimes and that's the thing. I get it that it's saying that it's overheating and shit, but there was times where we wouldn't even touch the fucking Xbox and it would still flicker with the red ring. Like it like when we go to turn it on, it was still like red ring, and we knew we couldn't play it because it was like, well, it was red ring. Like,
it's funny you bring that up because the second main issue of the Red Ring of Death is the soldering going into diseffect. Stuff like from the power button and the actual like boot cycle, it couldn't do anything because I think Microsoft during that time went with a different type of solder and it didn't conduct very well, so it would become brittle from overheating, thus creating microfractures in the actual solder itself and breaking the circuit connections, causing the red ring.
So that's what I'm saying. Like there was so many faulty things with the Xbox. Is the games good? Top tier, GOAT games. I'm not even going to argue that shit. But when it comes to the actual console and the defects that it had, the PS3 had a better fucking system. It may not have had better games, because Lord knows Skyrim did not run at all on the PS3. That shit was terrible. I'm not going to lie to you. But, like,
okay, so
I would rather have a $600 PS3 than a fucking $300 fucking Xbox 360, because at least I know the PS3 is going to last throughout the generation.
But, I mean, at the time... so you have Red Ring of Death. I mean, 50% of consoles, okay, I see that. But is it really worth the steep price difference?
Yes!
I don't think it is. That's just my opinion.
Because again, like, you gotta look at what you got with the PS3. You got a fucking Blu-ray player. You got exclusive games. Mind you, again, they both had exclusives.
Well, I mean,
got, like, more classic series coming from PS2. Like,
I had both in the same time. I can't really say I have memorable moments with the PS3. That's just me. I want to say the most memorable moments I had was Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, and then like UFC 2010. Those were, I want to say, my most memorable experiences with it. Oh, that and Ratchet and Clank. But I mean, otherwise, it was just nothing that really was special to me. The main reason why I say that is because after I got it, like I said, within like the first 2 years, like the fucking hard drive fucked up on me. So I'm
just saying Xbox 360 for me personally, I can put it in B. If everyone agrees that it's at least A or S, I mean, I can't argue with you guys. So, I'm just, me personally, that's the biggest hiccup because it failed throughout the generation.
High A would be the middle ground.
Yeah,
the middle ground.
That's a no-brainer.
I'll keep it as, I don't know, I'm just going by the fact that it is just one of the one of the best consoles, pretty much, to a lot of people in general, pretty much. The issues or not, it's just like, look at it. Basically, like, everybody knows, anyone who's game knows what the fucking Xbox 360 is.
I get that.
I mean,
again, the impact is high, but you
However,
can't overlook the fact that at least 50% of these niggas was
if the PS3,
I get that.
If the PS3 can go higher, then this is great for the agenda.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, no, I was gonna put in S, me personally, because again, outside of Dylan attesting to like his issues, I personally, outside of the issues that Dylan had, and then the price, because I agree, the price is fucking steep, especially when you were like 2006 when it first came out, nigga. That's $600 in 2006, boy. That's
woof.
That was different, nigga. That was 2
the
years before
PS3 got much later on. Like it got much better later on.
And then if we want to talk about games, like you had like Resistance, you had Ratchet and Clank, you had Metal Gear Solid 4, which was basically a fucking movie. That shit was so clean.
Mm-hmm.
Like the exclusives were there too, but like I guess for you guys, me personally, I wanted to put it high B because of the Red Ring. Everything else made it fucking S tier for me.
So
the Red Ring was a big issue.
The one thing I would say is I definitely wouldn't put it below the original Xbox. The reason being the date and time capacitor issue, because I mean it'd be just as bad if not worse. So on to the point of where the Xbox could quite literally catch fire in the right conditions.
I mean that's any console.
Well, yeah, but it's more common if you got shit leaking. So. But anyways,
more common if you just never ventilate your shit.
Dripping like a busted pipe.
I mean, just keep it in a high place. I mean, that's really all you have to do with it is keep it off the floor. I mean, that's what I've done with my Xbox 360. I never experienced the Red Ring of Death.
So where are we putting the PS3 then? Because
I'd put it under, well, probably above the PS2. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because while
I put it behind the PS2.
Okay.
Literally
no,
right
I wouldn't.
Why would you? Why would you put it behind, Greg?
I like the games, but I got the PS3 kind of late and whatnot. Fantastic graphics wise, and behind the PS2 isn't bad. It's still like literally in like the top running of S tier. I love that console to death. It was like my first, at the time, current gen console before the PS4 came out. Yeah, the Blu-rays, Call of Duty was fucking crazy during those times. That was like the best time. Exact. All the Call of Duties were in their prime in the PS2 and 360 era. Keep in mind, so that's more points towards the Xbox as well. But like that time was crazy, especially when that was just like my first like actual modern console. Because even me growing up, I was behind everyone. When everyone else had like fucking 360s and PS3s. It took me forever until like 2013 to get one. So it's in a special place for me. However, I still had more time with the PS2, basically.
Okay, so here's my
and the prices and the hard drive issues and whatnot kind of put the PS3 back. But yeah, go ahead.
Right. Okay, so here's my tidbit of why I think it should go over the PS2, and this is fucking stupid. The startups. The fucking PS2 will deafen your ass. The PS3 won't.
What was your fuck-ass TV? That was deafening you.
Honestly, I want to put it in GOAT, and here's why. Again.
Because it's the GOAT.
I do love
I had
PS3, I know, because we played in high
Can you
school.
go potty?
Yep.
I know I had like a lot of fucking like memories with the PS3. It's probably my Sony console that I enjoyed the most. Like everyone's like PS2.
You know what?
Yeah, everyone's like PS2. I'm like, that's cool. I had the whole Ratchet and Clank, Vex, all these other fucking games, but the PS3 solidified like Sony to me. The Last of Us 1. Well, I love The Last of Us 1. That's probably one of my only 10 out of 10s I will ever fucking give because it was a great fucking game. I can remember the fucking giraffe scene.
Uncharted, fucking God of War 3, all the
I can remember
it pushed graphics so hard on the PS3. It was fucking incredible. That was I am not
playing Metal Gear 4, Guns of Patriots in fucking 2008, nigga. Like, oh my fucking god,
I only just put it. Yeah, for me, I just kind of put it behind the PS2, not to not deny its GOAT status, because again, S is fucking. To me, S is still amazing. It's an amazing fucking console, and I love it. You know what? So I'll put it this way: if you guys put it in GOAT tier, I'm okay with that. But I know what other PlayStation console.
Here's the thing,
the PlayStation 2, and I'm going to get bullied for this.
Here's the thing for me. Here's the thing for me. The only reason I can't put it in GOAT, the only justification was because the online, yes, it was free, but it was also a serious fucking target. It was targeted so fucking much. They brought it down for over a fucking month.
The Sony
accounts were getting hacked. Yeah. People were getting their credit cards taken, like their information taken, bro. Like that's a big ass security risk, and that's why I cannot put it in.
My account got taken from me. Like they changed the fucking password on my fucking shit.
Relate.
Yeah,
the customization of the UI, like the interface, the cookies, the motherfucking like wallpapers you can put when you start up the fucking PS3.
That was the home brewing and the overall jailbreaking on a PS3 went crazy.
Went stupid.
Went fucking stupid.
Fucking,
you know what?
Probably the best customizable fucking console we've ever gotten.
You know what?
The fucking hacking was just fucking rampant, and that's why I can't put it in GOAT. Me personally, that's why I cannot put it in GOAT. I can put it in high S.
I agree with high S because I was actually looking it up. The hard drive issue is actually a common thing with them. So,
which I mean, I use the fucking statistics or the fucking red rings. So I gotta take into account the hard drive fucking issues.
After the PS3, I think we got to go back and put the Wii and the Nintendo shit back up there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do this.
Never mind.
Okay. I think that's fair. Yeah. I do love the PS3.
Hold on. Nick, what was you saying?
Oh no, I was just gonna ask Ringo what skill tree I needed to get the repair tool.
For once human.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's like. It's on like logistics all the way down far left.
Okay, the Wii, the Nintendo Wii 2006, the Christmas that no one could get the fucking Wii.
Yep.
Oh my god, bruh. Niggas was getting
you were one of the few I knew, James, that actually had a Wii back in the day.
Damn,
that was crazy.
Niggas was getting their ass whooped, bruh.
The black edition.
Ports on the top.
The Wii Sports went crazy. Smash Bros. Brawl went crazy.
Oh,
Guitar Hero 5 went crazy that one night.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
So I'd actually argue GOAT, to be honest with you. I can't think of one issue hardware-wise that we had.
I never had any hardware.
The laser.
Oh, okay.
The laser would fuck up.
Sometimes the actual Wii shop was kind of shit. Sometimes you couldn't purchase a lot of like real good games off of it until much later. That was
like an extra. That was an extra, and that's only if you're like online and shit. So
I would say the same. I would say the same thing because I spent a lot of my time online. Like the infrastructure for online for the Wii was trash.
It was ass. It was fucking trash.
I'm not gonna lie.
I never really played online games with the Wii, but
I actually fun fact. I played a lot. I played Black Ops on the fucking Wii.
Yeah.
That had online. That actually had online.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
I mean, okay, so aside from so just hardware speaking, aside from the laser issue, I mean, the console itself,
I'm talking Mario Galaxy. I'm fucking talking,
and the fact that it doesn't completely disregard past consoles you may have, i.e., GameCube of the first generation.
Right, you could play a cooler. You could play a game. You could play a GameCube that's just faster. At this point, you know what?
Yes. Yeah.
You know what? Wii above GameCube. Because of that, especially
GameCube. Whoa! Chotomate. Hold on.
Although
I knew I was gonna get bullied. Hold on.
I put it above the DS for sure. I'd put it above the DS.
Yeah, it can be under the game.
That's fair.
Time out.
Hey, let him go. Shit.
Time out. Wii above GameCube. You know what's crazy? I actually agree. I actually fucking agree. And here's why. Here's why. Because literally the same reason why we put PS2 above PlayStation is the same reason. You could do everything, and then the controllers were so fucking unique. That's the only controller that made niggas go, wait a fucking minute.
It was the best motion controller on a console like that. PlayStation
hands down, and then they did motion. They did motion.
It literally stayed its entire course.
They did the Motion Plus, which made it even more accurate. The Wii had fucking online browsing. The fucking the games, just it took everything.
The main menu,
it made it better.
The Mii channel, dude.
The Mii channel, nigga, like, bro,
throw that shit up there.
Okay,
it's better. It's just hands down better.
Okay, you made your point. You made your point.
I'm not gonna lie.
We are not.
Everyone had a Wii
from GameCube. We are not.
Everyone.
Yeah, I got you.
Everyone had a Wii, bro. It is literally Nintendo's
Dude, we have one here right now.
Bro, I got one way late. I got one in 2012.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Yep, the Mario parties, the Mario Kart, Wii,
Alright, the next little section here is going to be handheld central.
Mario Bros.
Okay. We're going to start with the Vita.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. That's like a worse PSP.
Trash? Yo, wait a minute. Hold on, bro. I can't take that. Wait a minute. What the fuck? What happened?
I'd say it's lower than PSP.
They didn't have major game support. It released.
What are you talking about, bitch? Well, everything was a port,
bro. Borderlands 2. Persona 4 Golden. Persona 4 Golden. Launched.
Nigga, what? PSP. Ragnarok Ace? Odyssey? Nigga, what?
Memory was ass. Expensive memory cards.
Okay, cool. I can give you that.
Nobody on the planet.
Battery life was shit.
Nah, you're wilding. Your battery life was shit. My battery life lasted me a whole fucking flight from fucking Georgia to Colorado. Nigga, fuck you. Yeah, that's you. That's you. That's you.
That shit ass.
That's
you,
my nigga.
Grade A. Ass, berries, and cheese.
A lot of the port. So I did like that the PS3 and the PS4 included did a lot of like cross ports with the PS Vita that could handle some of those games to various different degrees. Again, like there was whole bundles with like Borderlands 2 on PS Vita, which was crazy. Literally. That was a console game on there, or like fucking the Fort Sly Cooper, which was ass shit.
But... And then you had the touch screen and the back touch shit, like the.
Which was fun. Yeah, that was like a lot of things had touch. I don't think that was a huge defining feature of it, but yeah, it was a plus.
I'm pretty sure.
And remote play.
Yeah.
And remote play, yeah.
It had PS4 remote play, and I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, it was the first handheld console to introduce an OLED screen.
It was, actually.
Spitting.
It was.
Boy, did he spit.
It was.
You could play games with like cross save on it again, like literally Borderlands 2 on PS3 or PS one of the two. You could cross your save with the PS Vita version.
And didn't it have backwards compatibility with like PS1 digitals, right?
It did.
On the store, yeah. If you owned it on your account, so like if you bought a PS1 game on your PS3, it could be playable on PS Vita.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
It had the trophy system, so it had its own little trophies.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like
the PS Vita,
you can customize the background. You can customize the fucking bubbles as well, so you could like have your own screen full of like games, and then you could scroll up and then have your software like your. You
could get the TV dock. You could get the TV dock for the PS Vita, so you could. That was like one of the first things that actually had a fucking TV dock.
The only thing I can actually agree with Dylan on is the fucking proprietary fucking PS Vita memory cards. But even then, I mean, unless you were broke, I mean, you could afford it. Like, I had like a 256 gig.
I think it flopped. I think that's me.
Sales wise, it flopped.
I'm not gonna say it didn't flop, but what I'm gonna say is like console wise or like handheld wise, it's on par with the fucking Game Boy Advance.
You're
crazy. You're crazy if you're saying
it's not quite as good. As
Nigga, what?
It is not as iconic as even the PSP.
It's not.
Come on, man. We also got to include iconic factor. The fact that the
PSP
was a much higher selling portable.
You're young. That's what it is.
You're on crack. No, you're on crack.
Y'all are
It
wrong.
is above the PSP. I'll give it
It's okay to
that.
be
It's
wrong.
above the PSP.
Nah,
okay to
y'all
be
are
wrong,
saying
but-
this shit is basically the NES of goddamn.
You stupid piece of
Yes.
shit.
Y'all
It
saying this
is.
shit the 3DO of goddamn the
literally-
Virtual Boy of goddamn.
Biggest
Yeah, y'all
issues
wild.
with it was third-party support, like the games. There wasn't much there.
This is the same black man that was defending the Virtual Boy.
I didn't say
For
it
a
wasn't
minute there.
trash. I just said,
That's
wait a
crazy.
minute. I
You're like,
played
it
it.
should be in C. I'm like, no, you're looking at hell through
No, because the console that I'm about to bring up is fucking trash, and I can definitively say that because I know none of you motherfuckers have ever touched it.
Are we talking about the Ouya right now?
Yes.
Because is my boy about to spit facts? I believe he is. I believe
Boy, if you
he
don't
is.
get the
never
fuck
even
out my
heard of
face
it.
talking about this shit is like here. No, nigga, this shit here.
It is not
No,
Ouya
it
tier.
ain't.
It is absolutely not. Yeah, you know, we're going to put. You realize we're going to put Ouya in the trash, right?
Yes,
I hope
I'm
so,
the one
yes.
that's fucking fighting
I-
for it.
I've never heard of Ouya, so put it wherever the fuck you want.
You know,
But
what,
the
actually,
Vista-
Vita above PSP, fine, fair.
Yes,
just
that's-
based
yeah,
on a
that-
technical
that's
level.
fine.
On a technical level, absolutely.
Nah, y'all niggas smoked
Yes.
fucking
Nah.
No,
Angel Angel Rocks, nigga.
So
y'all
what I want you to do is take that Ouya, put it in the trash. I'll light it with gasoline. In fact, put it above the Virtual Boy. Fuck it.
All right,
Give it a
this
nice fire.
mystical motherfucker right here, released in
No one bought it.
2013. Greg
bought
is
that
right.
shit?
No one bought it. I think
the
they
fuck
sold
bought that?
I think they sold a cap of 200,000. I think that's the
That's
most
fucking
they've ever
wild.
sold. Essentially,
It was discontinued so fast. It's an Android-based micro console, so it was like a little
It is.
Raspberry. They basically put a bunch of Raspberry Pis in it to run games.
Yep. And then they said, "Hey, you can download this shit from our Play Store." It was costing them too much fucking money, and they weren't making any sales on this shit because they were trying to rival the fucking Xbox One and the PS4. And they said, "Hey, this is gonna be like the next biggest thing," and that shit only sold 200,000. And then
The bar was in hell.
They went to E3 and paid to set up a booth outside of E3 because they didn't want to compete with Xbox and PlayStation. And essentially what ended up happening was that there was this turf war where they basically parked a bunch of trucks in front of it to like deter niggas from going over there. And then in response, they were like, "Nah, fuck y'all niggas. We parking trucks in front of y'all trucks, and we're having a whole display in front of y'all niggas, but we're not touching y'all's fucking ground." Nigga, this shit was absolute doo-doo fucking butter and barely survived the year.
Yeah,
Yep.
ass. Bond, that's fucking ass fire.
Alright, who's got their kerosene? Pour it.
None of you niggas have ever touched nor played
I've
this.
never even
motherfucker.
heard of it.
Nope.
I've never
I
even
heard of
heard
it.
Exactly.
I will never touch it. I heard of it, but yeah, that
Exactly.
shit was ass. Yeah,
$99 for fucking basically
So,
equivalent of
$1,
goddamn.
and I guess what? I don't own one.
It was the equivalent of fucking MetaQuest 3 games, essentially.
Damn.
But like even worse. Cool. Alright, 3DS. Where we
So
putting it?
3DS. I never had one. I never played one, so I have no bias on this.
Not even a 2DS?
So I had a 2DS.
Not even
so
a 2.
Here's the thing. It's just with the 2DS was just a better version of the like. Here's why. So they were trying to sell the whole 3DS as a gimmick. And I don't think it worked because none of people wanted to fucking use the 3D. It was like, guys, look, it's 3D without the glasses, but no one, it just looked fucking weird. It was just a gimmick that didn't work. So ultimately, I think that was enough to just be like, yeah, this just wasn't shit. It was just not as talked about as the DS. Think about how the DS just ran and how many games it had and how many people think about it till this day. The 3DS had its games, don't get me wrong. But, like, it just was nothing compared to the DS, bro. It did have a great joystick. I did like the joystick on the 2D.
Oh, nigga, the new 3DS
3DS.
with the fucking small C-stick? Nigga.
Yeah, that got even better. But it is not... But are we going to argue this is DS tier? I don't think so, especially because of that 3D function. Who the fuck cares about the 3D? Basically, literally, I think I believe the 2DS sold more than the 3DS because people were like, "Well, yeah, this is way fucking better." Yeah,
But here's
like,
the thing: the 3DS design or the 2DS design was the thing that kind of deterred it from like.
Well,
actual
they also
serious
did an
gamers,
XL version. They did an XL version with did hinge and everything,
which
so.
ended up looking like this essentially.
I actually had the I had the original flat. That's right, you did get one. I have like the original
door stopper 2DS.
Yes, I think I can find it right now if I look for it.
Is it the red or the blue one?
Blue.
Nigga, fuck you. I like the red one.
Fuck you.
I like the red one.
Crimson Blood.
The red one was really fucking good, bro. The red for me was like, yeah, because I remember what I got for it. I got Mario Kart 7 for that bitch. I remember this. Nigga.
You're about to experience a nigga moment.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, no, I remember getting the 2DS. They did.
Not in my store near me. They sold out.
Oh,
the fucking.
That's why for him.
Yeah, that's it.
Damn,
that was it. So I was like, "Fuck it, cool."
I'll take it. Mario Kart 7 came with my 2DS, and I remember picking that shit up. I think it was like around the time I graduated basic. I want to say. So that was fucking fun. And then I was like, all right, cool. Let me go get a fucking 3DS.
Honestly, you know that was kind of slept on was fucking Smash 3DS.
Smash 3DS was really, because it rivaled with the Wii U one.
Well, yeah, the Wii U version was better, like as Smash 4, but like the 3DS one wasn't that bad. The fact that they released 2 Smash games of like similar quality, and what I liked that the 3DS version was unique in terms of it had like exclusive like handheld game levels from the DS games, like that one Zelda game, the Phantom Train or whatever, had like an exclusive map on there on the 3DS version. Yeah, that was kind of cool. That was actually pretty neat. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't think that the 3DS made as big as a mark as it was. It was just like, here's another DS, but it's like,
honestly,
put that down.
I'm gonna put it high A. Put it down?
Below SNES. I'll accept it.
No, you're smoking hella dick. No.
I have no basis. Y'all do her to fuck.
I would put it probably below the PlayStation at best. This shit was better than.
Fine. I'll take it. Okay.
I was gonna say, boy, you're saying below the NES or the SNES, nigga. Nah, you're crazy. You're crazy, bro. I was gonna look at you entirely different. I was gonna take away your black card. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was gonna take away your black card,
because of the 3DS.
He said you a fake Crip.
Yeah, I was gonna.
You a fake Crip.
You wildin' for that one.
Wii U.
Wii U 2012.
I also never played this one, so I have no bias.
That one kind of, I mean, sales-wise, again, that's another one where it's like people clearly didn't like it. It's like but that walked so the Switch can run, basically.
This was probably Nintendo's worst-selling console. That was a main console.
Sold like ass.
But the thing is...
And all of its games on the Switch were running much better than on the Wii U.
Well, the thing is with the Wii U, like I searched up the issues it has, and it's only coming up with like 2 main issues. One is the gamepad not turning on, and unresponsive buttons.
I also heard it didn't like work with like a lot of games. Like it was a gimmick for the Wii U gamepad, and not a lot of games utilized the gamepad.
Not a lot of games utilized the gamepad.
What did it drop with, like Splatoon or something?
Splatoon, Lego
no, it
City
didn't drop
Undercover.
with Splatoon. So when Wii U dropped, it was basically ports. It was basically Black Ops 2
Wii games.
Yeah, it was Black Ops 2, and then there were like 3 other games. Zombie U was a launch title.
Yeah,
I remember that.
You know what's kind of ironic though? I will say is like for that having so many ports at its launch, the Switch did a lot of Wii U ports, but much better than the actual cons at the time, which is funny.
As a motherfucker who bought with my own money, because I would have been working at Food Line at this time. I went because you guys got to remember, Nintendo liked to do this thing back in the day where it was 2 consoles. So you had the white one, which was the 4 gigabyte, which was fucking terrible. And then you had the black one, which I still have up on my Instagram, I believe, which is the 32 gigabyte one, which was the like deluxe. This one was like
really
245.
They knew what they were doing.
The white Wii.
They knew what they were doing.
This one was about like it was close to like 250, 275.
They said
the black one, the deluxe edition. The black edition, the deluxe edition, was fucking like $350. And I remember I took an entire fucking Food Line check and bought that fucking game, bought the black one with Black Ops 2.
This is when Reggie was CEO of Nintendo at the time. So yeah, he was like, black.
Yeah. So I remember the two differences.
Wii U and Wii.
Yeah, I remember the two differences of the fucking like console. Like the standard white one was just like, oh yeah, it's the Wii U, and then the black one was like, nigga, it's Wii U. like it was a total market push to sell the black one, even though it literally came with the same thing, and it was just black. That's all it was. There was like it had more storage and it was black. But no, the fucking like Greg said, the games didn't really utilize the dual screens. I think there was like a total of like 5 games that actually made it to where you had to use the gamepad in order to beat the game.
It and the 3DS kind of had a similar thing where they both had a specific gimmick that I just don't think really they didn't sell it very well, and like getting people to get on board. They were like, we didn't give a fuck. Well. Yeah, people. Didn't give a fuck
the best thing about the Wii U was being able to fucking, and they marketed this shit. The best thing was taking the gamepad, even though because you had to be within a certain range of the fucking console itself in order to actually make it work. But if you fucking were in the house and you were anywhere in the house and your house wasn't like a fucking mansion, you could play your Wii game or your Wii U game. So you could be on the toilet taking the shit and playing Super Mario Bros.
Crazy.
Yep, with the full
I did that. I tested it out. I did that. I was playing Super Mario Bros. By myself because no one wanted to touch the fucking Wii U. It was my console. I bought it with my own money. And I literally was like, damn, I gotta take a shit. But I don't want to like pause the game. So I like paused the game and it fucking formed to my screen and I went into the bathroom and I was just playing Mario.
Fuck, I had to wait today till I had some indigestion. Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. For me though, it wasn't really a supported console. It died out pretty fast. Like honestly, outside of Nintendo,
it only sold 13.5 million units.
Yep.
Yeah,
outside of the Nintendo games,
not as cool.
The Vista had 1 more million in sales.
I think it's being, and it did a lot of the similar things that the Wii did. Which fun fact, they actually sold their own separate Wiimotes for the Wii U, and they were the exact same as the Wii. I know this because I got my Wii late, right around when the Wii U was coming out, and I could buy a Wii U Wiimote and it would work on the Wii. Still,
yeah,
that's a lot of Wii in one sentence, but yeah.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it middle of B.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a fairly middling console. I don't think we're gonna disagree there. Yeah, it's just middling.
Yeah, it wasn't really that much. I'm honestly like embarrassed that I did buy the console because I didn't really have that many issues or memories with it. I literally Black Ops 2 was probably like my biggest thing with the console. After that, I kind of like moved away and started going to like Xbox and PS4 kind of like I was just like there's nothing on there for me. Like I played Donkey Kong Country Returns, don't get me wrong, it was good, but I couldn't tell you half the fucking library I had. I think I realistically only had like 10 games for the Wii U.
Worth it.
Alrighty.
Okay. So PlayStation?
What happened to the PS5 and Xbox Series S and X? They were like right there.
Oh.
They disappeared.
Magic.
These blacks.
There we go.
Cool. Damn. Okay.
All right. Let's
PS4 first.
Let's start running it. Yeah, PS4.
Okay. So.
I'm gonna get both.
I've never owned one. I never owned one, but I would always have buddies who would complain about it, and my roommate in college had one. The main issues I observed happening was overheating and controller connectivity issues. Those were the two major things I observed.
My thing was the fucking games. I have so many PS4 games, dog. Fuck me. That was one I was able to save up for in school. I was so fucking happy when I came home one day with Mortal Kombat X. Fucking.
Oh my god, yes.
Another game. I got the Batman Arkham Knight combo. Motherfucker, did I play that game. ridiculously when I got the PS4. The graphics, Black Ops 3, can't forget Black Ops 3. Fucking all these other games, man. Just the games were on a generational run during the PS4 times. And just
Xbox had those same games. Xbox
Spider-Man
had
years later.
I will understand exclusives.
It didn't have Spider-Man.
But that's a PS exclusive. That's not really fair to judge on.
Horizon.
It is actually.
They remastered.
It makes it why your console is going to where it's at, not like because you got to sell the console. Like why are people buying the PS4 over
the Xbox? Like literally, it killed the Xbox One during its sales.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like it fucked it in the ass.
Impact. It's basically impact. It's the argument of impact.
Fucking Bloodborne. Yeah, that is like at the time.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima, late stage, fucking Last of Us Remastered even. Hey.
The Battlefield
I think bottom of S
looked
tier
great too.
For me. I fucking love the PS4. The themes went crazy hard on PS4. The themes, dog. When I played Persona 4 was on PS4, fucking it was a Sony exclusive at the time. For fucking with Persona 5. The fucking themes for that game, just how you could customize your PS4 menu screen was incredible. It had music with it, dog. It had sounds with it. Fucking.
So did the 3 as well.
The 3, well, no, the 3
sure
didn't
Xbox
have. No. The 3 didn't have music-related themes, I don't think. Because, see, the PS3, it was mostly quiet.
PS3 had sounds.
Until you hovered over a game, then it started playing. It does what the PS5 does nowadays. The PS5 takes sound. After... Yeah, at least has sound. But, like, the PS4, dog, the fucking... So much about that console was fire. It's, till this day, it is still graphically impressive. You could say the same about the Xbox One, of course. But, like,
everything you listed besides the...
Last of Us,
Xbox does too.
Last of Us Part 2.
When the Xbox doesn't have like customizable UI.
Yeah, a lot of Xbox Ones. Now, to be fair, I did not play the Xbox One. A lot of Xbox Ones like early exclusives because the thing Xbox One did have a lot of its like day one exclusives when it launched, but a lot of those fucking flopped. Like Dead Rising 3 wasn't exclusive at the time. Rise, who the fuck played Rise? Rome game?
Was it Sunset Orange or some shit? What was
Sunset
Overdrive?
Overdrive. That
shit, it had a lot of flops. Like,
but here's my issue. Here's my issue with that. So the PS3 or PS4 was really marketed really well because they had learned from the PS3.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And basically the PS4 when it came out was what? It wasn't PS3 prices. It was like what? Like $450, $500.
It was like $400 flat, pretty much at the time.
Something like that. Yeah. So they had learned from their mistakes of the PS3. Totally understandable. Everything like that. Again, like the sounds, the UI, everything, even the mechanical issues too. Yeah, even
sure.
like now, if you try to listen to a PS4, nigga, that shit sounds like a fucking jet engine.
So
like,
the PS4 is better. Yeah.
Okay, well, hold on. No, the thing is. PS4 had an issue with overheating. As they progressed, like the PS4 Pro, they still had the same issues.
My PS4
and they were known issues.
PS4 Pro, I got a PS4 Pro after the fact. It ran actually pretty fun. The PS4 Pro is quieter than my PS5 Pro. I mean, my PS5.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I can attribute it to Red Ring of Death. There was a lot of fucking consoles that had it.
The PS4 had its own Red Ring of Death, if I remember correctly.
It was like the blue.
The DualShock 4 controller? The DualShock 4 controller? Exactly, yes.
But the early generations had connectivity issues.
Not really.
Really. It's an issue.
That was not a significant issue.
It was not.
It was not.
I beg to differ.
For you, it probably was.
The original PlayStation, the PlayStation Slim.
Right here, PS4 issues. PS4 issues. Common PS4 issues include blue light of death, overheating, controller problems, freezing, crashing, and disc reading issues. It is a common problem.
But that's not connection like what you mean. We're not talking. But you were talking about connection in terms of like network stuff like that. The PS4 network was actually pretty solid.
I mean, still.
I thought he meant like if you take your controller and you grab it in your hand and you press the button to connect it, it would not connect.
Yes.
I thought.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm happy you guys didn't have the issues. I'm happy you guys didn't have issues, but it is an issue.
I agree with everything else, like the heating issues, like that, the ramp version. Holy fuck! I mean, come on. Literally, Sony Airlines. That's like the meme, basically. Shit like, but I mean, the PS4 just got better, man. And again, just the fucking graphical fidelity of
I'm honestly wanting
insane.
I want to put it in A, and I want to put it in high A. And it's nothing against the PS4.
Yeah, it's
because
better than
again,
Xbox 360. Fuck it.
Yeah. It's
I'll put it
nothing
above the
against
360.
it. But
I
mean,
definitely put it above. You know what? I would even say lowest S tier. That's the gatekeeper for S tier.
I don't know.
PS4.
I don't know if we have the Xbox where it is with its issues. I get that, but like,
you know what I would
have
do?
the Xbox.
I would
go ahead.
I would put Xbox One in highest A then, above Xbox 360. If we're gonna give it that.
how so? Like, what's the difference between the Xbox 360?
It was competing with the PS4 at the time in terms of graphics.
Well, here's the issue.
Xbox One X came out later.
Well, hold on.
Xbox actually had it on graphics.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I was going to
Xbox
say too. Xbox One also had amazing graphics when it came out at the time.
But
Xbox One had
360.
The issue with Xbox One is it had horrible Wi-Fi connectivity issues. Like, it's horrible. Like, unless you're right up on the router or directed in, it's ass.
That is true.
I don't remember. I don't remember that being like a wide reported issue. That must have been a you fucking thing.
Yeah, that's
I've had that. I've had that issue too because it was something like the thing that they use for the network card or whatever.
Granted, I never had one.
Yeah.
So
I mean, straight up, like, that's the only issue I personally had with it is, like, unless I was right next to a fucking router, you best believe I wasn't playing anything online.
The only other issue that I can think of with Big Bertha, with the OG Bertha, is
it had power cycling issues apparently.
Yeah, is power cycling.
I never had issues, but I wouldn't doubt it. Given the
here's the thing. If we're because this is supposed to be Xbox One and PS4 as a whole, meaning this entire generation, not just these two that we see physically.
Are we talking about,
talking about the One S
and shit?
We're talking about the One S. We're talking about the One X, which is literally up until the fucking Series X Series X came out, was the strongest fucking console.
Yeah, it was actually stronger than PS4 Pro. That's facts. Yeah,
nothing could touch it. There was not any issues. So it loaded games super fucking fast. It started the quick load shit from the fucking the Xbox Series carries over. And again, I never heard of any issues with the One X.
The only issue I had is, again, Wi-Fi issue. It's not that it wouldn't connect; is it wouldn't stay connected.
Is this the One X or the?
Yeah, the One X, the upgraded Slim or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah.
No, because they make a difference. Like it actually makes a difference. So you got the one, you have the One S, which looks just like this, except it's fucking actually got this, or some of them have this drop, some of them don't. And then you got the One X, which is basically this, but like all Project black, Scorpio. No fucking that shit. Yeah.
Project Scorpio,
I never had an issue with connecting when I had the One X. I had an issue connecting when I had the One.
I mean, at the time, I did have ass internet, so it could have just been me on that one. But
I was saying,
I had issues with it staying. Yeah, but no, the Xbox, the Big Bertha motherfucker, that one did have Wi-Fi issues. That's
undisputed. OG Big Bertha, yeah, that bitch. Well, I love that. I love her.
That bitch was a VCR, and she came with the Connect on some.
She was something else, boy. That hugging that, like lugging her ass around, boy. Woof.
So them yams,
yeah, bro, them yams. That bitch put me through Poland, boy. That shit, woo. I had that bitch in Poland,
Give you
boy.
Some fucking biceps, dog.
Nigga, this shit was like 8 pounds by itself, bro. That shit was heavy, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. So we're deciding this is going to be high A, low S. Like where
low S.
I would put it above the PS2.
The PS4.
Oh no, I thought it was on Xbox. My bad.
No, we never placed these two consoles.
PS4 low S.
Rango,
I
input.
think. Okay, wait, hold on. Here's my argument. Why is the Xbox 360 top of A with the same issues PS4 has?
I mean, it didn't have the exact same issues. They had,
but it's similar.
But again, PS4 had the better games at the time.
The popular thing about PS4 is people memeing on the fucking jet engine, the fucking overheating issues, or like the fucking Franken PS4s that are hanging on their last fucking leg.
There are niggas out here who still believe they can play games in 2025 with 2013.
That's more on them than anything.
But
that's apparently a lot of niggas.
I mean,
apparently.
I mean, again, the Xbox it attributes to the Xbox 360. It's how the console's been taken care of and how it is over time.
I just think the highest A and lowest S is like that close to each other that I just think the PS4 still structurally is just better than the Xbox 360. It's just that natural evolution.
Yeah, I understand that, but I don't agree low S. I don't. That's just me though.
Can we get some other input from the other members?
Or do we need to spin a wheel?
I've got nothing. This is up to you guys right here.
I mean, had the Xbox One for the longest time.
Yeah.
Well, no, we're talking about PS4. We're talking about like where we're placing it. A or S?
Low S. That's a no-brainer.
See? That's my nigga right there.
I'm kind of with Dylan because again, it's the same reason we kept it from being low S. It's because of the actual mechanical issues. Again, the games are fire and everything like that, but the mechanical issues of the system.
If this shit goes on high A, I'm killing myself.
If we put PS4 low S, I want Xbox in low S.
I will accept the
Xbox
terms.
360. If PS4 goes in low S, I want 360 in S.
A trade up? Okay.
No, both.
Yeah.
No. Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I'll take the trade. I'll take the trade.
Okay. Trade up. All right.
If you want PS4 and S, that I would agree with.
How about we put Xbox One then in highest A? Fuck it.
Why?
No.
Fine.
The Xbox One outperformed the PS4. Aside from games,
but
it really had to beat
we're not just judging it on technical things.
It had less issues. It had less issues than the fucking PS4.
It did.
But
look what the PS4 fucking had in terms of content on it.
But then that's judge it by games because the Xbox really has its own custom themes and shit too.
Trump card time. PS4 did have the PlayStation VR. Just saying.
We were kind of shitting on the PSVR earlier. However,
who used it?
I used it, Greg.
I used it. We had Beat Saber.
Pause.
Gabe
that is an accessory. That is an accessory. It is not included.
Oh, that is true. That is true. We did say it was the console itself. We made this determination early. If it did not come with the console as controllers, then
we must abide by the rules.
There was a PlayStation VR PS4 bundle for $800.
Stop the count. Stop the count.
I mean,
stop the count. It's crazy. We did agree to this early. We agreed to this before we even started putting the fucking.
Y'all just want to put PS4 and B tier. I can see. I see the agenda. I see the agenda.
Greg, we didn't lower Xbox because of the Kinect though. That's, another thing in play here.
We did not.
We didn't lower it because of Kinect, and that shit was straight dog shit.
We did not.
So why would we?
That's why I was arguing for B.
Pushing Kinect even more.
That's why I was arguing B.
That's fine.
So I get it's a great
honestly
console.
it's literally on par, if not slightly better. The only difference is that this outsold.
Throw the fuck up there. Fair enough. I don't give a shit. Yeah. PS1 is still A tier, highest A tier. I agree with that too, pretty much.
Yeah, it's not that I'm not hating on it. It's just Xbox had less problems.
Sure, put it above the PS4. They're goats. They're S tier goats.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not saying it's a bad console. I mean, they're equal. Just put it behind the PS4.
Okay.
The Agenda won. Let's go, boys.
It's a pity win.
Okay.
You know what?
All right,
Honestly, the
so
Xbox 360 is a pity ass.
Ending off this
That's
generation, the 8th generation is the Switch.
Matter
of fact.
Okay, hold on. Wait.
Matter of fact.
Hold on. Okay.
Do I need to say? Do I need to say anything?
Hold on. Can I? I don't want to say I don't want to say it's not GOAT tier, but I would like to address the Joy-Con issue.
Okay, cool. Go ahead. Address the Joy-Con drift.
Okay. Joy-Cons, they're weak as shit. They're weak as shit.
That's fine. That's cool. Hey, cool. It's the only major issue that it's had.
Stick drift. Notorious for stick drift.
Totally understandable.
Uh-huh.
It's the only issue that the console had.
Right, but it's also a major part of the console. Without it, you can't really play unless you have the other accessories.
That's cool.
Which is pretty good.
That's cool. I'm not arguing that. I agree with you. Joy-Con drift is a bitch. Funny enough, I've never had it.
I got
as many Joy-Cons as I've actually had. Nigga, I had every fucking color of Joy-Con and never got Joy-Con.
Really? Damn, you must be lucky as shit then.
I think I should have played the lottery because I swear to God.
He's the fucking Hulk.
My brothers, like he's had 2 sets now. They've all ended up getting stick drift. Ashton has stick drift. I know another guy who has stick drift.
Okay, and Ashton also plays with his nipples on the fucking Joy-Con sticks too.
He calls that
I don't touch my Switch at all, hardly ever, and it's got stick drift.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Pretty much.
Hey, listen, I guess I'm blessed then. I guess Girth God is a name for a reason. I'm just saying.
Aside from that, the other thing I will throw out there, I don't know if you have all had issues with it, but battery life, it's not the greatest.
It depends on the game, and then two,
it depends how long you if you overcharge in the dock, it fucks up your battery.
Right,
because that's what happened
which
to me.
I mean, that's
regardless, it depends on the game.
Like
I remember Breath of the Wild being like fucking barely 3 hours, but if you play something like fucking Stardew Valley, you can get a whole like 7-8 hours out of that bitch.
Oh, that bitch would get hot too on Breath of the Wild.
Yep.
I can only imagine Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh no, nigga, my shit was smoking. I've actually smelt the fucking Switch.
Welcome to Nintendo Airlines.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me. That bitch smelled like fucking s'mores. I swear. Trust me.
I mean, me particularly, I don't care about the Switch, so I don't really give a shit where it goes. I would just like throw out there. I don't have a Switch of my own, but I will say the Joy-Con issue is a major one.
Joy-Con and battery is agreed, and they did rectify that when it came to the Switch Lite, Switch V2, and the Switch OLED as well.
Also,
so that can be discontinued.
And a good trump card for the Switch, it is like the innovator for modern handheld consoles, for how they're basically they're like mini consoles you can carry around with its power and its quality to hold its games like that. It is the innovator.
March
also
3rd, 2017. Feature. Find your Joy-Con.
Huh? Yeah, where they fucking start buzzing them and shit.
Oh yeah,
you used that before? That's also a pretty dope feature. I'll give it that.
Also, it kind of had it had its own Wii Sport. It had its own Wii Sports too later on with its own mode.
I remember playing.
The Joy-Cons had its own motion controls. No, it had like its own, and it had its own motion controls on it still. That not a lot of people use.
Arms, dude. That shit was dope.
Switch Sports is alright, I guess.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that was go to game or anything. I know that it still had the motion controls, and that was a good game that at least utilized that stuff.
I'm just saying the game lineup don't even get me started, nigga. Off the fucking ripper, March 3rd, 2017. I remember this day like it was goddamn yesterday, nigga. Going into the GameStop on Fort Carson to grab my fucking Switch for the first goddamn time. That exact Switch that you see right there, the fucking blue and red Joy-Cons. Took that bitch home. Goddamn was like, alright, cool. In the barracks. Breath of the Wild. Going stupid, nigga. Going absolute dummy. Then you had goddamn Super Bomberman R. You had motherfucking 1-2 Switch. Nobody bought. You had goddamn Mario Kart came out in like fucking May.
Need we not forget Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Hold on. Let me build up. Goddamn. I'm building. I'm building. I'm going to the
list. To get straight to fucking, you know.
I know,
right? He ain't lube it up or nothing.
I busted way too fucking early. Sorry.
I see. Goddamn. Take some breaths. All right, cool. Then you have Mario Odyssey to end up the fucking year in October, bruh.
That was a good
2017 automatically was a fucking banger. Then we get to 2018, nigga. Oh my god.
It was just flame.
It was heat, bruh. Seeing the fucking Smash trailer, nigga.
It's still one of my favorite games of all time.
Seeing the Squid Kid turn around and see the fucking Smash Ball, nigga, like, all I remember is rest in peace Etika, but the Joy-Con boys when you saw that shit. Yeah, the Joy-Con boys, nigga, it was a movement, bro. Like, what are we talking about? Yep. What are we talking? Etika would have been on fire for the Switch too, boy. This nigga would have been.
Yeah,
Joy-Con boys
all right. They, I feel like it's undisputed.
Undisputed, it is in the GOAT stat. I mean, come on.
It's in the trash.
Is
that crazy?
For Nick.
Crazy.
Hang.
All right. Let's get ready to wrap this up because it is going on.
Slim's next.
What?
Honestly,
Series S.
No issues. I don't know of any issues with the Slim besides not having a disk drive.
It was weaker than the Series X though.
It's weaker. Yeah, it's absolutely
weaker. Yeah.
It's on the Switch level of like essentially.
It's kind of like a fuck off console, pretty much. If you just want
it's for broke niggas.
I mean, it's for broke niggas, but it doesn't have any issues besides no disk drive.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's going to be thrown in A.
Right.
No. I would put it does have connectivity issues with the
does it?
With the controllers.
Mm-hmm. And at least it can play the Xbox games, especially if you have Game Pass and whatnot, so it does that. Honestly, I don't know. I feel like this should be either below or above the Wii U. Just in terms of like who the fuck it's a broke nigga console and
look, if it ain't A, it is high B. I am not putting that below the fucking Vista.
I was gonna say, actually,
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
I concede. Actually, you know what? You're right. Well, I'm on crack. It's better than it's better than the original Xbox. That's for sure.
Honestly, I really want to put it above 3DS. Actually, when I think about it,
I didn't have a 3DS, so I don't say.
All right, which one are we choosing? White or black? White or black? White or black?
Black.
Since it's first.
Black so.
Strongest console to ever do it.
Well, even then, it's not really much of a difference if you think
it's an absolute difference. It's an absolute difference.
I think what ended up hurting it. He's right. What I think ended up hurting it, the Series X, was I think the problem with like what the Xbox brand is doing now. It's just a fucking PC, basically, not like a goated PC. You know what I mean? It's like a low end PC. Right. Because you could literally hook that bitch up with a keyboard. I saw fucking Linus Tech Tips do it with a keyboard. It's like, this shit is a PC, basically. That's all. It's just not.
PC for broke niggas.
It's not. Yeah, it's not as remarkable as like. It's kind of It's not capturing the console feel anymore. It's kind of like my argument. If that kind of makes sense.
I mean,
it's more of a PC than anything. And I would definitely put it like above the Series S, for example. How about that?
It'd be way above the Series S. It would be way above the Series S. Where the fuck are you at?
Well, the only thing different between it is that
it's above the Series S still.
The only difference between
way above.
The only difference between the X and the S is that the X is actually physical and it's more like Greg said, more like PC based. Because there aren't any like true games. I think within the last since its launch, which is 5 years. I think there's only actually a handful of games, maybe 2 handfuls.
Right,
maybe
I
if
think
you take a cup and you cup your hand. Yeah, and most of them aren't even really that great to the point where Microsoft is at this point they're actually selling off most of their games to other people, i.e., the PlayStation is about to get Gears. So yeah, the PlayStation is about to get Gears. They got Forza already. Halo is supposed to come by December, is what they were saying in reports.
Which, I mean, that's good. I feel like both consoles should fucking share. I think it's dumb to have exclusives.
But my thing is, that's just what made the consoles kind of special. Was like you had to be able to play this shit, and if you didn't have that console, you didn't have that console. It is what it is.
I get that, but like you're monopolizing games.
Which is a thing that they've always done
for fucking decade. Yeah, that's just how they monetize
I get that.
Shit.
But I get that. But like, let's say for me, for example, I don't hate PS products. I just don't prefer them. I like Microsoft. Shit like that. That's just my preference.
And that would be cool if they had their own, like, I mean, I like the idea that there is Xbox exclusive. There's competition.
Right.
If you want to play cool shit on the Xbox, like, I don't know if I like the idea that Xbox is just fucking giving up and they're just like, fuck it, we don't care anymore.
Well, because Sony bitches about every little thing they do.
Honestly, for me, this is where they would end up if it was me. Honestly,
I fucks with it because
Xbox Series X is more powerful than the PS5.
It has powerful and it has more storage.
Let's get to the PS5 though. Man, I love the PS5. Think about it this way: it's everyone.
Okay, hold on, Greg.
About the PS5's SSD.
Besides, yeah, it gives you like a 3-second better booting time, but aside from exclusives. How's it better than the Xbox Series X? They're like the same fucking console, just different brands.
Well, the Series X is just slightly better than it, pretty much.
Yeah,
they're both at this point. They're both comparable. That's why they're next to each other. The Series X is above it because it's more powerful. I'm not going to deny that. I am not going to deny that.
Here's the difference, Dylan. Here's the difference. So with the PlayStation 5, you have a sense of
belonging.
Basically, I wouldn't say any of that. Basically, the way that the PS5 is structured is that it is more tailored to its uniqueness. Like it's essentially a console where if you bought it, you knew like, hey, this is the community that I'm a part of. This is Sony as a brand. It does have its issue with overheating, because I've had that issue with overheating. But at this point,
I haven't had issues with PS5 overheating. Is that like a common fucking issue?
It is. So. My little brother actually has to deal with it too, because it's a common issue. Yes, PS5 does overheat a fuck ton. I promise you. I'm not making this shit up. Just like Xbox. Xbox has this issue with
Wi-Fi connectivity. It still has a little bit of that.
Well, no, it has this issue with like shutting down randomly. Like it's a power thing.
And I know the PS5 had a couple issues with something at the beginning of its life cycle. What the fuck was it?
If I were to sell you a PS5, Dylan, I would say basically the exclusives that you get and the actual community for the PS5 is slightly better than the Xbox. Like, depending on whatever game you play, there's a community there, whereas Xbox is kind of like
they're all just like
it doesn't feel now. It doesn't feels like they're just trying to force everyone to like play their games everywhere. And you it's like you could play your game on your phone, and it's like, but why do I need to buy an Xbox? Because on PlayStation I can't play this unless it's on PC, which is most of the games are coming to now, which is great. Or unless I have a PS5,
they're sharing. The PS5's at least sharing, like on PS5.
Yeah, whereas Microsoft is like, I have the Xbox app. I could put my fucking little backbone in and into my phone and play whatever fucking Xbox game. There's no real reason to own an Xbox. I think there's like 3 games.
That's their marketing strategy now too. Yeah, and even Game Passes on everything.
Yeah. So with the PS5, with the PS5 and the Xbox Series, they are similar. Yes, of course. There's no real reason to have an Xbox Series X unless you just wanted to feel powerful when it came to having a console.
Right. I think that's the main thing. It's more just the PS5, it just feels special again, while the Xbox Series X isn't really trying anymore. Almost kind of what it feels like, or just like the PS5 feels like you're buying a PlayStation still as well. Like they still want to stay in the business.
What was the last lawsuit Sony had with Microsoft over like acquiring a game company? Was it Activision?
Activision, yeah.
Bungie. Because
no, it was Activision. It was Call of Duty because fucking Activision was going over to Xbox, and it was like their only cash cow for like Call of Duty because Call of Duty had that exclusive license with Sony.
And then Sony threw a fucking fit about it.
Yeah,
and Blizzard blew the fuck up too, and they joined the whole Activision thing. Yeah.
A lot of it has to do with like Sony bitching at every little thing Microsoft does.
But that's the thing though, because Sony at this point they have to have a reason for you to buy their games outside of their exclusives, because not everyone's going to want to play Spider-Man. Not everybody's going to play God of War. They've remastered the fucking Last of Us so many fucking times now. This is the third generation that the Last of Us has fucking appeared, bro. The third ever since the PS3. I can tell you literally the release dates of each Last of Us fucking remaster or remake or re-release because it's been so fucking common. It's not funny. They really don't have that many unique first party games anymore. They haven't really had a Jak and Daxter since the PSP, I think.
I mean, but they're still releasing like Spider-Man 2. I know that's like a separate IP, but that's their own Spider-Man.
I mean, that's the only thing they actually fucking have is Spider-Man.
Fucking Astrobot was fantastic.
I mean, they won
Game of the Year. It literally won Game of the Year.
It did.
I will say, I do think their overall game volume has dropped quite a bit compared to the PS4 and past generations.
I mean, just in general, like that motherfucker. Yeah. I can only give you like 6 exclusives.
There's a thing in at 20. They said there were going to be no exclusive releases in 2025, basically, and that's pretty much true. This whole time,
Xbox has like 2 they released earlier this year, or like within the last like 5 months. I mean, South of Midnight is an exclusive, and then there was another game that they dropped.
Still playable on PC though. It's exclusive to a certain degree, where it's just like, but you can also just play it on like they're just
there is no truly console exclusive game.
So you got Nintendo.
PlayStation still has like the things until they release it. Like they keep their games at least exclusive for a year until they're on PC, basically for PlayStation.
Yeah, which I want to say, the only thing Microsoft really had going for them was Halo and Gears, and even then, I mean, the following wasn't that big.
If anything,
Halo was probably the biggest.
The Halo is fun. Yeah, the Halo is huge, and Gears. Huge fun.
But Gears recently we haven't been eating here recently with Halo. Yeah. Infinite had a bomb ass campaign. Multiplayer's ass.
It had a strong start, and then it basically petered out.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that you played Infinite's campaign is telling of itself. Meaning you definitely like Halo a lot because I tried, and then I looked. I looked at multiplayer and I was like, nigga.
Multiplayer was straight dog shit.
I still rather play it over Call of Duty. That's just.
Yeah, I mean, multiplayer to me, I feel like after 4, it just went downhill.
I also love the DualSense on the PS5.
Why do y'all niggas always say that, bro? Halo 5 Guardians was fucking amazing. And it was the peak of the Halo series. I know everyone loves
multiplayer.
People have redeemed it recently. Redeemed 5.
The multiplayer was okay. The campaign, it was eh. I didn't really mess with the campaign. I like customs. I loved customs.
I did like that they made Halo Infinite free to play to a certain degree, but then they fucked up the game. I thought that was an interesting decision.
That's a big fucking cat. Jesus.
The multiplayer for Guardians was fucking probably the best out of the Halo series. Everybody goes to Reach. Everybody goes to Mup. Yes, absolutely. That is probably my favorite game of the Halo series, and nobody gave it a fucking chance. Everyone gave it no one gave it a fucking chance because everyone wants to fucking hate. And I'm like, you bitches don't actually play video games.
Cause I mean, you got people thinking like, oh, Halo 3 was this. Oh, Halo Combat Evolved was this. Not this bullshit. Yeah.
Actually, it's had Release 5 has had a recent resurgence at the very least, so that's good.
Yeah.
I haven't played 5 in almost like 8 years.
I've never played 5 because I didn't have an Xbox One.
I haven't played 5 in 10 years.
I
because
have
they died out back in 2015.
Collection. I played a lot of Master Chief Collection and Infinite multiplayer.
It died out in 2015, like shortly after release, and I remember that because I was so fucking pissed. And then, yeah, I still got on my phone when I hit one of the top like 200 in SWAT.
Damn.
And I was gonna say too, back to the PlayStation real quick, the DualSense controller, fucking like every PlayStation controllers get better each year. Pretty much, they release a console, or every couple years they release a console. The DualSense, I love the haptic feedback in the controllers. It's like the best to do it, and they're the ones that started doing that. And a lot of other people are now doing it. Like I think Xbox is getting a haptic controller, something like that, and I think a couple other third-party people are doing controllers. But like, man. Just the DualSense is such a good controller. I love that controller.
And
the fact that it works on like a fuck ton of their games as well.
The Elite Series 2, that's a chef's kiss right there, my boy. I love that shit.
Series 2 is crazy.
But yeah, I've held a PS5 controller.
But have you actually played a game with the haptics?
No, my hands are a little too big for that controller.
Well, you gotta like experience and the actual like how the gameplay works with the haptics, man. It's a different thing.
No, I personally haven't, but the reason why that's why I've always liked Xbox is because like one of my main issues, like just recently playing like PS3, like I was playing God of War, I think it was Ascension. My fucking ring finger and thumb were fucking touching the whole time holding that fucking controller. Because I got fucking gorilla hands. And it's just, I never had that issue with Xbox. That's the main reason why I stick with Microsoft. Because there's controllers, while they're nice, they just don't feel right for me. Which, I mean, that's a first world problem, but yeah, I think when it comes to controllers, the DualSense is pretty fucking cool. I'll give it that.
It's such a fucking good controller.
Next time you magically find your way over the Rangos,